video, I'm gonna give you 5 steps to selling your Hudson Valley home. First step you're gonna have to take when preparing your home for sale is to prep the home for sale. And how can you do this? You can do this by 1, decluttering, and 2, doing a very deep clean on your home. When it comes to decluttering, I could say as much as you can get out of the home, the better, just because it definitely shows better to have just less furniture and less things in the home so people can kind of imagine their own stuff in the home. So there's 2 things. You can either hire a junk removal, decluttering like service, something like that, or you can also just kind of reorganize what you have in your home if that's not an option, because sometimes people don't have enough things that they need to get rid of for that. You can go with take out basements because that doesn't apply for everything. Or you can kind of try putting things in closets or getting a storage unit, things like that, just to make sure it's cleared out. So that's going to be the first step, because once we get that done, we can then move on to everything else that it's going to take to get your home sold. So the next step is going to be evaluating the value of your home. And how do we do this? The easiest way to do this is by looking at other comparative homes that have sold recently on the market. So I like to look at comparable homes in the area that have sold within the last 6 months. I'm typically looking at your type of home, so like your actual like layout, to see if it's kind of similar to a home that is sold within that time period. So that's going to be the best type of comp. If it's a different type of home, a different floor plan, it's not going to be the best comparable home for you. Sometimes if we don't have one that is kind of like very, very close to your home or identical to your home, we have to use something that is kind of similar, but it has a little bit of differences. So that's the only time that you're going to go with something like that. But we're typically looking at a few of those homes that sold recently, because the market does change within a small period of time, and just so evaluating exactly to see what those homes have sold for. So there's 3 pricing strategies that you can go with. I will go into this more in depth in another video, but I'll share a little bit of it here just to help you guys out to see how exactly we go about pricing. The first thing is you can price the home high, right? Very high, kind of like a stretch reach number that you know you're probably not going to get, but you kind of want to see if you can get. You can do this, but this is risky because if you're not in an extreme seller's market, this can backfire on you very, very quickly. And the reason why is because you can try to have it at that number and see exactly what traffic that you get in the first like 2 weeks. If you're not getting any traffic within the first 2 weeks, by traffic I mean any showing requests, any really views online, and just no interest whatsoever, then you are 100% priced too high. What you could do is wait it out and try to see if anyone comes around maybe a few months down the line. However, days on market, so the amount of time that your home is actually listed on the market for sale, is so crucial when selling your home, because the more that your days on market accumulates over time, the less money you're going to get for your home. That's just how it is, unfortunately. You have that option. So then you can price where like the average price, where the market is basically saying your home is worth. So in this option, you're basically saying that you think that your home deserves this price, but at the same time, you might not have that much room for negotiation or things like that, but you plan on getting this price. We typically recommend to give yourself a little bit of room for negotiation, just because typically that's how you're going to get a deal done. It's very rare when you're pricing at the average price, like the middle part, and you're getting like a bidding war, or you're getting people coming in right the price that you're asking. Just to be honest, it's pretty rare. So the last strategy is to go with a price that's a little bit lower than what the comps are saying in the neighborhood. Now, when you go with this strategy, 2 things are going to happen. You're going to get a bidding war because the price seems low for what it is, so you're going to drive more traffic there, or you're not going to get a bidding war and you might get 1 offer. If you get 1 offer, that means that the price actually wasn't low, and that is actually the average price. You just thought it was this number when it actually was this number. If we get the bidding war option, that means that it was priced low and the price is going to be drived up to here anyway. So when you're pricing here and it's the bidding war comes, it drives up to this price and then gets you maybe even closer to this price than pricing here would have. Typically, if you want to be really, really aggressive and get your home sold fast, that's going to be the quickest way to do it, and you actually might end up with more money than if you started here. There are 3 unique pricing strategies, but this is what we typically break down for each one of our clients and say, okay, which one works for you based off your timeline and your wants, and when it comes to you wanting to get the highest price. Because strangely enough, sometimes going with this one can actually get you more money than anything else. It's because it looks like you want to sell and you're driving demand with multiple people seeing the home at the same time and going through a bidding war. Demand is everything. Everybody wants what they can't have. That's just how it is, unfortunately. That's typically how we handle pricing. Like I said, I'll go more into depth in a separate video with this, because we do have very, very specific examples on this, but this is going to be overall how to get your home priced for the market that we're in right now. So the next step is going to be just to start marketing the home with your agent. Every agent handles marketing different, and we do have a very specific process of what we do. And again, that's going to be broken down like in a very like specific video talking about like listing marketing, but you're going to be putting it on the market. You're going to have your photos, you're going to have video. If you have video, all the content plan around your home should be illustrated with your agent. All things like that to make sure that, okay, what are they doing to actually get your home sold? I think there are a lot of agents out there that just kind of like toss a home on the market and kind of just like wait to see what happens. I think that couldn't be a worse strategy. You have to be proactive. You have to be getting out there, even if it's just sharing the listing with other agents in your office, sharing the listing with email campaigns, marketing campaigns, doing things like that. You have to do something to really get this in front of more eyeballs, because on all these websites that all these listings go out to, there's so many homes listed on there every day. Sometimes homes can just really great homes can just get lost in the shuffle because there's just so much going on these websites. You have to do a little bit more to get your home in front of these other eyeballs out there. So now at this step, let's just say that you have a offer on the table, or hopefully multiple offers. What we would do now is just review and start negotiating between those offers. So that brings me back to sometimes why this strategy, the low price point, can work really well, because if you are here, typically if it's done right and that is like an actual good price, then you will have multiple offers to go through and multiple negotiations to go through to then drive the price up. But sometimes you're just at that one offer, which then you can kind of go back and forth and negotiate and work something out to make it work for both of you guys as well. So then you're going to get it wrapped up and then you're going to get to the next step. So the next step is then just going to be to sign contracts and then work towards a closing. So if they're getting a loan, you're going to be going through that appraisal process. If they're doing a home inspection, that's going to be done typically before the contract, but it can also be done after the contract is signed with like a contingency period as well. So you're just going to get everything you need to get done to get closer to the sale of your home. So this is also going to be done with an attorney at this stage as well. So an attorney working with your agent and then also working with any lenders that are involved in the process as well. So that's going to be 5 steps to selling your home. Now, of course, there's going to be very, very specific nuances and things that are going to be very, very like relative specifically to you. And of course, we always would like to break down like your specific questions, because this is very general, but at the same time, it is kind of like the skeleton of what it takes to really sell any home. If there's any specific questions that you have or something that you feel like we didn't touch on in this video, please share it in the comments, because as always, we love hearing from you guys.